What's good, GVO gang? GVOJuju back with another video for you. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? Help this channel grow so it can reach all the people it needs to. If you have any video suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'm open to any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have. And you can hit me up on all of my socials. I have them all in the description. I'll pop up here. Bow, bow, bow. You feel me? I mean, on all of them. I be on them all the time, alright? So let's get into today's video. So today's topic came from one of my subscribers, and they messaged me on one of my DMs. What they were saying is this: Julian, I have a real problem with overthinking. I really want to stop, but it's really been running my life, and I just want to get rid of it. So how do I do it? So I said, you know what? Bet, I got you. I got you, Shotty. So you know who you are. I appreciate you, and this video is for you. So, overthinking. This is the first thing I want you to understand about it. Overthinking is completely natural. Don't blame yourself. Don't judge yourself for overthinking. Everybody does it. I promise you, it's a natural human thing. Studies show that we have 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. You feel me? So obviously sometimes we are going to get caught up in the influx of thoughts that we have on a daily basis. So rather than blame yourself for overthinking, which is a natural thing, start to really delve into the process of how can I stop doing it? How can I consciously stop putting energy towards these thoughts that I constantly think of over and over and over again? So this is the thing with overthinking. You have to find the root of the thoughts. So rather than focusing on the thoughts that you are overthinking, focus more on the root of the thoughts. You feel me? And what you're gonna end up realizing is that most of the times, it's either you are overthinking about a past situation that had already happened in your life, or you are trying to think of a future situation that could occur in your life. So let's say you got a significant other recently, right? You just started dating somebody, and you have been really enjoying company with this person. You really enjoy this person, and you're having a great time. You're happy, but you catch yourself thinking of, what if he cheats? What if he or she cheats? What if he or she is out doing something that I don't approve of? So let's say those are the type of thoughts you're having. So identify that you're having those thoughts and say, okay, why do I feel like he or she would be out cheating on me? Is it because he's good looking? No. When you're going over these thoughts, stop trying to put something externally as the cause of it. You really have to dig into yourself. Like, you have to really get into the root of the problem. So rather than say, oh, it's because he or she looks good, say, is it because I don't feel secure enough in myself that I feel like I'm not good enough that he would have to go cheat or she would have to go cheat? You have to get into the root of the thoughts, where they stem from. That's how you're really going to stop the overthinking, by understanding what is causing you to overthink. And what you're gonna realize is a lot of times that we overthink things, it's either a past situation that has already happened that we can't control, or it's a future situation that we are imagining or thinking that could happen that we can't control. And I have a video on this, actually. I'll plug it right here. It's anxiety. That's what it is. We're a lot of the times overthinking because we are anxious. And what anxiety is, in quick terms, is wanting to control something that's out of your control and feeling the repercussions of that, which is fear, nervousness, etc., etc. I have a video on it. It's very descriptive. I suggest you go watch that before you watch this video. I'll plug it right here. So this is what I want you to understand. Understand that your thoughts create your reality. So if you are constantly overthinking a situation that has happened or a situation that hasn't happened, what you're doing is you're taking yourself out of the present moment. And what you're gonna end up realizing is those thoughts, those situations that you're imagining in your life are actually gonna start to manifest into something similar into your life. I'm not saying it's gonna manifest the exact situation, but something similar. The feeling that you get from those overthinking thoughts that you have, that feeling is gonna start to manifest and reciprocate into your actual life. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real and a fake event. So you're gonna actually be acting as if that moment or that overthinking thought or that situation that you are dreading and fearing, you're gonna be acting as if it's already happened, even though it hasn't. You feel me? And that's actually gonna really start to mess up your life like that, and I don't want you to do that. So here's the good part. There is a solution to stop doing that. Because I know a lot of people today, especially with all this comparison that we do, all the social media that we look at, we constantly overthink things about ourselves or about other people. So I know this is something a lot of people struggle with. But there is a solution to stop this overthinking. So this is what I want you to do. First off, I want you to get a journal. Get a journal, right? And when you realize that when you catch yourself in an overthinking state, when you catch yourself overthinking about a situation, what I want you to start to do is I want you to write it down. I want you to write down every single thought that you are having, right? This is something I do all the time. I have my journal right here. You feel me? I do this all the time. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down every single thought that you're having till you feel like your mind is blank and that you have expressed everything that you were thinking. After you have gotten all those thoughts out, I want you to read every single thing that you have wrote. This is why I want you to do this. When you write down your thoughts and you observe them from a third person perspective, what you're able to do is you're actually able to get a different perspective on your thoughts. You're able to look at your thoughts as something objective rather than something that you're just feeling and drowning in. Because a lot of the times we drown ourselves in our minds and we get so submerged in our minds that we can't even start to think rationally, start to think logically. You feel me? So what you do when you write it down is you give your chance to get rid of all that emotion. Now you're able to look down and see what you were drowning in. So when you do this, you're actually able to start to begin to find the root cause of why you are overthinking. You're able to look at the reasons that you're overthinking, and now you're able to go at them, go about getting rid of them at an easier pace and at an easier perspective. Because now you're able to identify that thought process or that certain ideal that you have about yourself. Now you're able to look at it and realize you have it, and now you're able to start to work backwards and get out of that ideal. The first step of solving a problem is realizing you have one. Alright, so this is gonna help you accelerate that process so you can stop overthinking. And this is a major and important step that you have to internalize and understand. As a chronic overthinker myself, when I used to look to guidance, when I used to take advice about how can I stop my overthinking, a lot of the times what you are told is, when you think something negative, push it away and say, I don't want to think that anymore. I'm letting you know right now, that is some bullshit. I'm telling you straight up, that is the worst advice that you could take. This is the first thing I want you to understand about thoughts. Thoughts are neutral. A thought is a thought. There is no positive, there is no negative. A thought is a thought. It becomes positive and it becomes negative when we put our emotion towards it and we identify it as such. So when someone says that something is a negative thought or something is a positive thought, it is not the actual thought itself. It is the association that you have with the thought. Alright? Negative is simply something that doesn't serve you. Positive is something that serves you. So this is what I want you to understand. When you identify something or you feel that a certain thought is negative and you say, I don't want to think it anymore. When you just try to think positive all the time, when you force yourself to try to think positive all the time, what you're doing is you're not ridding yourself of the negative thoughts. What you're actually doing is you're repressing them into a deeper state of your mind. You are repressing them into your subconscious and unconscious mind. What that is going to do is that is going to mirror into your actual life. So if you have a negative thought and you are constantly pushing it away saying, you're bad, I don't want to think you. What you're doing is you're repressing it into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind guides and runs 95% of your daily thoughts, habits, actions, livelihood, everything. Your subconscious, your unconscious mind governs what you are. So what you're actually doing is you're not thinking positively and really bettering your life when you just repress and deny all your negative thoughts. What you're doing is you're not dealing with the emotions. Rather, what you're doing is you're shoving them back into your mind. You're putting them in deep rest. That's where the word depressed comes from. You are putting your thoughts into deep rest because you're not dealing with them and accepting them as they come. So that is where depression comes from. You putting thoughts that you deem as negative, and rather than dealing with them and accepting them, pushing them back into your mind. That's how you become depressed, right? So this is what I want you to do to stop overthinking. I want you to understand this. Your thoughts are neutral. There is no positive or negative thought. So you could think the worst thing. You could think about a cat getting ran over by a car or something and feel like, oh man, that's negative. What I want you to do is, rather than view this thought as negative and say, oh no, I never want to think this again. I never want to think this again. I want you to accept that thought. So if that thought comes into your mind that you don't like, you say, okay, that's a thought I had. Why did I have this thought? Rather than just ignoring it and shoving it like it doesn't matter, you have to observe your thoughts from an objective perspective rather than drowning in your emotions with them. So if you think something negative, look at it as, okay, why am I thinking negative? Why did this thought just pop into my mind? Okay, cool. If you find the reason, cool. If you don't find the reason, cool. But I accept this thought. I don't justify it as true, but I accept this thought. That's what you have to do. You don't have to identify with every single one of your thoughts, but you have to realize that your thoughts do stem from somewhere. And if you want to stop thinking a certain way and you want to stop overthinking something, you have to get into the root of why am I thinking this, rather than just forcing yourself to think other things, just to compound the thoughts. And now you're just in a frenzy of thoughts and you don't know where you are no more. You feel me? You have to really go about your thoughts from an objective perspective. You have to look at it from a higher being. You have to look at it from a higher dimensional state of being, rather than observing with every single one of your thoughts, identifying with every single one of your thoughts. You feel me? So I hope this video helps, man. I love y'all. GVOJuju signing out. If y'all have any video suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'm open to all my new suggestions. I have all my socials, everything in the description. I love y'all. GVOJuju signing out.